All right, welcome back. We've got Advocate Pansy Tlakula in the studio. She's going to be educating us about elections, and then after that, we're going to be educating her about the Bold and the Beautiful. She doesn't know who Texas Battles is. So he's here. She walked into the room and she saw all this fuss around this young, gorgeous man. I thought, what's going on here? We're educating you, okay?
Yes.
It's from the Bold and the Beautiful.
Okay.
We'll talk about that later. Let's just talk about the registration. All right, let me start again. From tomorrow morning, the Independent Electoral Commission will conduct a voter registration drive as the first step in the countdown to next year's national and provincial elections. Now, this election is a big one. It's marking 20 years of democracy in South Africa. Under the IEC's voter registration plan unveiled to the nation last month, these elections should especially see participation of large numbers of first-time voters. We're joined in studio by the advocate Pansy Tlakula. She is, of course, the Electoral Commission's chairperson. Good to have you. Thanks so much for being with us on Morning Live.
Thanks, Leon, and good morning to you.
All right, so tomorrow it's the start of the registration process. Obviously, from your side, everything's in order. You ready to go?
Everything is in order. Our voting stations will all be open on Saturday and Sunday, from 8 o'clock in the morning until 5 in the evening.
All right, let's paint it out now, because this is the first time a lot of people are actually registering. What should they bring with them when you come to register to vote?
A green barcoded ID, and those who have applied for an ID, if, for instance, they've lost one, then if they've been issued with a temporary identification certificate, we'll also be accepting that. And as you know, the Department of Home Affairs is now rolling out the smart ID cards. Those also will be accepted for registration purposes.
Okay. And where do you go? Because is it generally where your voting station would be?
Yes.
Is that where you go and register?
Yes, and if you don't know where your voting station is, you can call our call center. It's 0800 11 8000, and just tell them where you live and they will find your voting station for you.
Okay. Now, and the other thing, I was giving out the SMS number yesterday. If you SMS that number with your ID, you'll find out if you are in fact registered.
Yes, for people who are already registered, if you do that, and it's quite quick. It comes back with a message in 2 seconds to tell you where your voting station is. But also to say to South Africans, if you are already registered and you have never moved, you still live where you lived in, say, 2011, you don't have to re-register.
Yes.
You can just check your registration details using our SMS facility, the 32810 number.
That's it.
Or you can check, at your voting station.
Okay. Some people saying, when do you re-register? You re-register as if you've moved from sort of Cape Town to Johannesburg, or if you've moved from Four Ways to wherever. So you want to go for convenience to that area to register and not travel all the way to the other place where you were registered.
Exactly. And also because the law says that you register where you live and you vote where you registered.
Okay.
Yes.
So that's what you have to do. Now it's this born-free generation that we've been talking about all morning, and we saw an insert that was compiled by Ayanda, and we were seeing such voter apathy amongst the youth, and that born-free generation that was saying, I'm not going to register, I'm not going to vote. I mean, how does it make you feel?
Well, it's early days. I think excitement will catch in, because, some of them have not been paying particular attention to voting and to registration. But now that it's up there in the air and in their faces, we're hoping that they will participate. I'm an optimist. I think the young people of this country will come to the party and they will participate.
Yeah, okay. Well, I like your optimism, but if this voter registration weekend, I know that we're not here to talk about the fact that don't delay it, but will there be other voter registration weekends?
Most likely, I don't want to say that to South Africans, because
I didn't want to ask you that, but the reality is, if you are away this weekend, don't panic, because there is a possibility there may be more voter registration weekends.
But there's also continuous registration. You can go to our municipal offices most of them are located within the municipalities. Okay. And you can go between Monday and Friday, 8 to 5. You can also register there. Yeah. So opportunities are there.
Okay, so no matter what, there's no excuse. Let's talk about some of the threats that you've been getting from some of the areas that are saying, no, we're not letting you in. IEC's not coming in. We're not happy with service delivery. We're not letting you come in to do the voter registration.
They're not 10. They're very few of those areas. And we're going to be opening our voting stations, all of them in this country. We are a constitutional democracy. People have the right to protest. They have the right to register or not to register, but they should not prevent others from participating in the electoral process. So we have put measures in place that will ensure that those South Africans who want to go to our voting stations to go and register will be able to do that.
So those threats mean nothing to you. You are going in.
We are going there because, we can't allow no-go areas in the 20 years of our democracy. So we have put measures in place that will ensure that those who want to go and register will be able to do that.
Okay. I just want to get back to the initial conversation about the Born Frees. And I wish we could play them for you because I don't think you saw them. Did you see them?
I
Good.
did.
I'm glad. Some people say that there hasn't been enough awareness and that they need more awareness on the registration and the elections. How does that make you feel? I mean, are we going to see upping the ante, more awareness out there?
Yes, I think that's a positive feedback that we have received. But our posters are all over the place. I thought we had done well as far as that is concerned. Our adverts on radio, on television, But if people are saying that we're not aware, it says to us that we have to improve our communications campaign.
Yeah. Some people are saying perhaps maybe go into universities, go into schools, try and talk to people. Obviously 18, that's the age, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
We had a democracy week, in schools in October. So the kind of things that people are suggesting, some of them we are already doing. Maybe we just need to do them better.
Okay. All right. Well, all the best going forward. I know you've got a big job ahead of you, but this is the voter registration weekend. It's taking place tomorrow and Sunday from the hours again?
8 o'clock to 5 o'clock.
8 o'clock to
both
5
days,
o'clock.
yes.
All right, both days. Please get out there. Please register. Just bring your barcoded ID or your temporary ID. You have to be 18 years old, and particularly the youth. That's who's being targeted now. That born-free generation, you need to register to vote. Pansy Tlakula, thank you very much for educating us. May I educate you?
Yes.
If you would just look over there.
Where?
There. Just bend over. There you go.
Hello?
That's Texas Battles. All right. Now he is from The Bold and the Beautiful. If you weren't such a busy lady, you would be able to watch The Bold and the Beautiful. But you see, Texas, she doesn't know you because she runs our entire election campaign, so she's forgiven. Okay. All right. Texas understands. That's our next guest coming up after the break. Thank you so much. Thank you, Advocate. Thanks for being with us. All right.